like when my store is thriving, I have events after events, I'm just not enough at home, you know? I get home and it's a mess, there's a long pile of laundry, the dinner is not ready, and then when I'm like present at home, the store goes down. So we all struggle with the thought of how can I be enough? So what is the words of wisdom for us from you, in a leadership standpoint? How to be like confident, how to feel, what would you suggest to a woman that doesn't feel enough in their leadership roles like we all are?
One is to accept that. Like, we're all gonna have that inner dialogue no matter what, right? To say that you are 100% owning it, living in your highest energy and frequency is a lie, right? We're gonna have ebbs and flows, and that's reality. Look, I'm a very positive, optimistic person, but I will still have my moments of weakness where I am just, victim mindset, feeling like, the world's happening to me and everything is falling apart and I hate her and him, and it's normal. So you need to want to accept that it is a normal journey to experience. But how the key difference is, how do you not stay there? That's the key, and that's what we want to talk about, because we're all going to have that. So I want to say that with whatever you see on socials, you have to remember, especially if it's like 200% positive, that is 200% of a lie. It is 100% of a lie, because no one's going to be out there showing their failures and rejections. Unless you follow me, I talk about it all the time. I'm like, oh, this client didn't sign, I didn't get this speaking gig, because that's reality. The reality is life is going to be ebbs and flow. So when you're feeling like you are not enough, you have to slow it down and really come back to your core values. I talk about this a lot in my coaching. When you are aligned and crystal clear on what drives you, what is your North Star, you will be able to show up in that capacity. But being kind and giving yourself grace in those moments of, oh my gosh, I don't have dinner ready, but I had a great day at work, you have to give yourself grace, because we're not gonna be able to do 200% all the time. My advice to you will be that when you are in your moment, be there fully. When you are at work, be locked in. Be fully at work. And then when you're home, you're gonna have to take a moment and put blinders on and be just at home. And there's all the tactical things you can do to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success when you are in the opposite direction, right? So when you are at work, to make sure that, okay, I did my best to, be present in the morning before drop off, the snacks are done, we have everything set up for dropping the baby off and having pickup, I did my part, right? And then when you're at work, be locked in. And then vice versa, right? When you're here, focus on your customers, clients, and unless you get a call from daycare, just stay focused, that's it. It's hard, and it's crazy, because men are able to do this much better, right? They'll be at work and they'll just be at work. I talk to my husband, he's like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm like, oh, this happened at school today. Oh, interesting, right? And it's such a contrast, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it just shows that, when you're able to be fully present in that moment and give it your all, you're able to show up in your full capacity. If you are distracted in your mind, thought, and action, that is when you're feeling like you're not enough, because you're thinking, I'm here, but I need to be there, I need to be there. So of course you're not enough, because you want to be at all those places. For example, I'm here speaking, so I am locked in. We're here focused on this community, on this conversation, and being focused on your current moment is how you're going to be able to stay locked in and not feel less than, but more in that moment of, I am enough for right now. Because every moment's going to pivot and change, right? So, and we can't control the next pivot, but we can control the current moment we're in. So lock in, stay there, and then once that is done, then you shift to the next thing to say, okay, now I need to be mom mode. Now I need to be wifey mode, and shift accordingly. And then if you're just feeling super overwhelmed or burned out, it's okay to take a step back and, evaluate what's going on and come back together. But it's ebbs and flows, and there is no foolproof formula for not feeling that way. It's not living in that moment, right?
Yeah, I love that. I love the